Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. Guys, I've got great news. We are playing in the Checkatrade Trophy. I mean, the most sought-after trophy in all of European football. The Checkatrade Trophy competition. And do you know what that means? Meredith, do you know what it means that we're playing in the Checkatrade Trophy competition? It means that this game cannot end in a draw. This is a winner-go-home competition. There are only two options. We will either win or we will lose. We cannot tie today. It could be goalless. It could go to penalties goalless, but it cannot be a goalless draw at the end of the game because there will be a winner. We are going to have hot action today, my friends. I hope you are ready. I'm very excited, as you can probably hear. Today's topic comes from Ryan Cassidy, who donated to the Project for Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. And wrote, with so many local and global... By the way, I just want to thank all the Ryans out there for being awesome. With so many local and global issues, and with each individual only having a finite number of resources, how should one go about prioritizing the best way to help others? I know prioritizing sounds harsh. Every issue impacts real people in real ways, and the local-global relationship can be a false dichotomy, but it does seem to be necessary. As I've thought through these things and helped others to engage in work to decrease world suck, I've often encountered the question of what can I do or what impact can I have? I thought this was really interesting. It's a really interesting topic and one that is really important to me. But first, let me just note that in a stirring turn of events, it is raining in England. Because it's an uncomfortable thing to talk about. There's this, during the month of March every year in Indianapolis, there's this thing called Brackets for Good, where it basically takes the same model as the March Madness NCAA tournament, and it challenges people to raise money for charities they care about. And it's a really effective way to raise money. And it interests me because it also like pits charities against each other, which is happening all the time, but usually in ways that we don't talk about. So usually we don't discuss the fact that, that people are ultimately choosing between charities. You know, like if you donate to a golden retriever rescue, that's money that you aren't donating to malaria research or to bed nets. Or if you donate to malaria research, it's money that you're not donating to bed nets. And there are people who are doing really interesting work in the field of like of questioning what is the most effective way of being altruistic. There are these organizations focused on effective altruism that I find I think that there are limits to the sort of quantification of good, but I also think that not discussing the quantification of good, not discussing what impact your money can have or what, how best to donate world suck. Have I just been called for a penalty? Gosh darn it. Reese Oxford, you're the biggest hire I've ever had in the history of the FIFA 17 AFC Wimbledon, and then you go and do it. Just a stupid thing. Oh my God, thank goodness we have Shea LaBeouf. Come on, Shea LaBeouf. Come on, Shea LaBeouf. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it, Shea. You can do it. 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 Big, be big, be big, be big. That was terrible. All right, well, we've finally broken the 0-0 deadlock, Meredith, but not quite in the way that I hoped for. By the way, really late dive in the wrong direction by Shea LaBeouf. You would think if you're going to wait that long that maybe you would at least go in the right direction. Congratulations to Billy Sharp of Sheffield United. Suddenly, the onus is on AFC Wimbledon to find a goal. And I believe that we can find that goal, although that was a poor start. So I believe that it also reminds me, I had a conversation with a refugee once who came to the United States as a young person and is now 25 years old or maybe even 28, an extremely successful businesswoman. And I was talking to her about the local refugee resettlement organization here in Indianapolis, which is called Exodus, and it does great work helping newly arrived refugees, live in the United States and figure out all of the complexities that are going to be involved in their new lives. I need to start trying to go for the over-the-top balls, and I'm going to do that, I promise. And and I asked, and she was like, Exodus, they were amazing when my family first moved here, and I don't know how we would have done it without them. And I was like, so if you could support any local charity, it would be Exodus. And she said, no, probably the Humane Society, because I'm really passionate about animal welfare. And I was reminded that, like people have different passions, and so you have to. I think you have to kind of find the place where your passions meet the world's needs, and we do have a lot. Oh God, this is just a disaster. We do have a lot of needs in terms of animal welfare, and that is a real problem. And so I don't want to. I also, like, in general, want to be cautious not to quantify so much that we lose sight of the diversity of human experience. Oh, it's a terrible pass. He was trying to cut back, which I think was the right call, but the pass was wanting. Oh, it's a disaster. It was almost a certain goal for AFC Wimbledon, but then the pass was wanting, as it so often is. I mean, part of this is that you don't usually watch FIFA series with a bunch of players who are in their 50s and 60s in terms of overall skill level, but part of it is that I am just completely crap at FIFA. That is super frustrating. I do not want to lose the Checkatrade Trophy, Meredith. It's the most prestigious trophy of them all. That was probably not the right pass to choose. Okay, here we go. There. Didn't quite get it over the defense there. I think in terms of the impact that you can have, the life-saving impact that you can have, I think there is... I think that investing in healthcare in the poorest areas of the world is a really good investment. I think it's not just in terms of saving lives, but I also think that it unlocks the great save by Shia LaBeouf. It unlocks... It kind of breaks the poverty cycle by allowing people, it decreases disability rates, which allows people to, which allows people to work more. It's closely associated with kids staying in school and having higher levels of academic achievement, and so I think it really does help break the entire cycle of poverty, in addition to, it being like kind of definitionally good to have fewer mothers die in childbirth and fewer children die as a result of preventable diseases. I also think that it has lots of other like broader sociological, like social system-wide benefits. And so I do feel pretty strongly about that, and I feel like we underspend in the United States on that kind of care because we don't do a good enough job talking about I've been fouled from behind. We don't do a good enough job talking about value. That's a red card. You've been very naughty, and your haircut is terrible. No, come on. Frankenstein doesn't like it, and neither do me. Do you know the guy's name is Hussey? That's strange. That's a word that has largely fallen out of fashion, which is a positive development in human history. We think we're not making any progress, but maybe that's a little bit of progress. Anyway, so I feel like that's the best investment that you can make, sort of dollar for dollar. But that doesn't mean that's good. That's what I wanted to do, but it did not work. Dang it. Oh my God, Meredith, we're going to lose to Sheffield United in the Checkatrade Trophy because of our inability to score goals. Oh, that's frustrating. Good Lord. I mean, we haven't scored a goal in so long, I might have forgotten how to do it. I don't even know if I'll remember how to celebrate if and when. Maybe this is it. Maybe the Wimbly Womblys have scored their last goal in the history of FIFA, and this is just, it's never going to happen for us again. Great save by Shia LaBeouf, keeping us in the game. Really great save. So that's how, like, I personally kind of, I guess, like, calculate value in the giving that Sarah and I do. But we also do make gifts again, and that should be a second yellow. That was a very dangerous tackle. And I think the referee is going to want to have a long think. No? Apparently the referee does not want to have a long think. That's frustrating. Okay, we're going to make our substitutions. We're going to take out Parrott. and we're going to bring on Whelpdale, and we're going to take off Reevesy and bring on Camps. I think that we're going to leave on Lyle Taylor and John Green because I think they're our best chance to score a goal in this situation. Okay. I'm just going to try to kick it into there. What the frick? Did I? Good Lord. I'm so bad at this. I don't even know what I did wrong. I mean, thought I did everything right in that situation. I'm frustrated. But I also think there are, like, but like I said, so Sarah and I do also make, in our personal giving, gifts to long-term chronic diseases research that mostly affects people in the rich world, like especially cancer research and cancer care. Because I think that's also important. But I guess the main thing I wanted to say is that I am glad that you're asking this question, and I think more of us need to be asking this question. I think I need to be asking it in my own life kind of more often. To make sure, like, it's not, because there is an element of both and in charitable giving. I think in general, most of us can give more, and so, or not most of us, maybe. I guess I can give more. I feel like I can and should give more money to charity, and so there's an element of both and, of being able, of wanting to be able to say, like, well, let's give to both, both cancer research and get there. Oh, off the post! It's in the goal! It's in the goal! It's a miracle! It's a Christmas! Oh my God! It's been called off. Oh my God! Are you kidding? I will never score again. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't score. I was in the middle of, I was singing that it was a Christmas miracle when the gift was taken away from me by the Grinch that is the referee. Oh, it's a terrible call from the linesman. Technically correct, but morally bankrupt. Come on. All right, we've got to go to ultra attack, all out attack now. There is only one way forward, and it is via attacking. I would much rather at this point lose 2-0 than 1-0. We've got to make a comeback, boys. We can do this. Get the ball and then run. Get the ball back. I think they've just hit the post, and it's going in the net. Well, I said I wanted to lose 2-0, and I have. So that's something. At least I've accomplished that. Extreme levels of frustration among the FIFA 17 Wimbly Womblys. I can only imagine how horrible this is to watch, but believe you me, it's also unpleasant to play. Oh my God. You can't even complete a simple pass. This is I don't want to say that I'm gonna curse out the boys when we get back in the locker room, but I am gonna destroy these guys. Like, the things that I'm feeling right now, it's a bunch of things I can't say out loud because I respect my audience, and I know there are a lot of children who are watching this show, but believe you me, when I get into that locker room, I'm going to say things that many of you don't even know are in my vocabulary. I am going to curse up a Monday to Friday storm the minute that locker room door closes. I hope Ossiosi manager, it's disgusting to see the Sheffield United fans. We're out of the Check-a-Trade trophy. Horrors all around. Still no goals in FIFA 17 at professional skill level. Other John Green's ginger hairline receding. Disgust, anger, and horror all around. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna do something about it. Best wishes.